I wanted to fly out here and meet with you. Basically, I just wanted to come and say that I apologize.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. I have a list.
Okay.
I just love to apologize for. The first thing is I want to kind of go backwards. I want to apologize for just being so angry and so bitter over the family breakup. And just nobody deserved to have me be that angry.
Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Cody Brown's apology tour has started this week. And if you're worried he might try to manipulate Janelle or that Janelle might still be vulnerable to it, you might be right. They aren't together anymore, but her reaction to his apology says a lot because it wasn't even a real apology. He didn't say he hurt her, he didn't explain what he did, and he didn't acknowledge the impact. All he said was, "I'm sorry I was so angry. No one deserved that." That isn't accountability. A real apology would be, "I know what I said hurt you, I've reflected on it, it was wrong, and I'm sorry, and here's how I'll make sure it doesn't happen again." Followed by actual change. But that's not what Cody gives. Instead, we get the basic vague, "I was angry" excuse, and he didn't even clearly say he was sorry. I hate apologies like that. Janelle's reaction is surprising, or maybe it's not. This is probably exactly why he approached her first. And on top of that, producers confront Robyn Brown about the possibility of one of the wives returning to the family, and she completely flips out. But let's get into how Janelle responds.
I kept thinking, I don't know who this guy is. I used to always tell everybody, I'm like, this is not the guy that I was married to forever. Like, you know what I mean?
You weren't the only one saying that.
The person I would see speaking all these things publicly, I'm like, I don't know who that guy is. I still don't recognize him. It's like, again, like somebody I've seen that I used to know a long time ago. Lots of pieces that I recognize, lots of common things that we can remember together.
I'm really confused because he barely said anything, yet she reacted like, wow, I didn't even know who that guy was. She talks about how she didn't recognize him and still doesn't, but somehow that tiny line was enough for her. I know he's going to say more later and apologize for other things, but it feels like these women have been so deprived of basic decency from Cody that even a bare minimum, "I apologize for being angry," gets a huge emotional response. After that, she talks about how she mourned their relationship ending, and honestly, it just makes me sad. I don't think all the wives will react this way, but Janelle seems especially easy for him to manipulate. Her expectations for him are extremely low. She's left and returned more than anyone, and it feels like the tiniest bit of effort or a polite smile pulls her right back in, which is exactly why her daughter asked if he was just trying to reel her back. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but her immediate gratitude worries me. And yes, in her talking head, she says she still doesn't know him, but this is classic Janelle. She'll say things in interviews that she never says to his face, and when she does confront him, she avoids discussing it afterward because she feels embarrassed. They have so much history, and this isn't even the first time he's apologized. He tried apologizing at Salsa Bravo when he wanted to reconcile, and she said no. Then, last year, when they met about Cody Pass, he apologized again during that conversation. So I'm just left wondering, what's different this time? Anyway, let's continue.
As me lives a completely different life, it feels like now. So do I.
I never saw this coming in a million years, right? When the family fell apart, I mourned more the loss of the ideal of what we were trying to do. Right?
I understand that.
We had that ideal, like when we all got together and we were going to raise the kids, and thank goodness the kids are all still pretty much their siblings, really, you know? And that was one of the biggest things that we did accomplish. We had this idea, this whole ideal, right, of how
they all had this ideal of doing life together. But I'm confused. Does she remember what we've been watching for the last 15 years? Does she remember all the fights, all the moments where the family started falling apart, and how she was angry at Cody for abandoning his responsibilities and the original vision? Then she says, "I'm just glad all the kids are still siblings." And I'm like, what kids is she talking about? Because if she means Cody and Robyn's kids, 5 of them barely have relationships with the others. Those kids were never raised as siblings with Janelle's kids, so it feels like her baseline for family is somewhere around when Robyn joined, which doesn't make sense.
If she's referring to the kids she shares collectively with Christine and Mary, then yes, those siblings still acknowledge each other, even though they grew up in different homes. In polygamy, half-siblings often end up more like cousins because many don't live together or even see each other regularly. So the fact that these kids still identify as siblings is meaningful, but it's still different from siblings who grow up under one roof. And I'm not criticizing. My own husband has 6 half-siblings, so I've seen how relationships differ depending on who you actually lived with versus who you barely saw. You can love all your siblings, but the dynamic changes when your lived experiences are divided between different households. So when Janelle makes these broad statements, it feels like Cody says one nice thing and she immediately spins into this hopeful mode. I'm not saying she's going back to him, she's not, but sometimes I wonder if she's describing the same Cody the rest of us are seeing. She has even admitted she believed they would create some kind of utopian, communal lifestyle, and it feels like she still clings to that dream a little bit, kind of like Robyn with her fantasy of all the sister wives living on one porch. They sell that ideal hard in this family, and Janelle seems like someone who really internalized it.
I think when I finally left Cody, I thought about the family so much more than our relationship for many, many, many years. I think he and I especially really held that ideal of the family, like this family unit thing that would work out. I think maybe I lost track of our relationship, and it might have been detrimental, really. I probably should have been focused a little bit more on our relationship.
This is where I start to feel genuinely sad for her, because his apology is now making her reflect as if she lost sight of their relationship, almost like she's blaming herself for the family falling apart. And that's exactly why I can't stand Cody, because if Janelle ever needed something from him, he never cared. When she needed a house, he didn't care. When she wanted to build on Coyote Pass, he didn't care. When her kids needed a place to stay during COVID, he tried to kick them out. He tore down her children, verbally abused them, neglected them. He never cared about the actual family unit. Maybe he liked the idea of the big family in theory, but never practiced it. He didn't even want real one-on-one relationships with his wives. Remember when he and Christine went to counseling? She asked him to work on their marriage, and all he talked about was the family, because that's all he ever used as a shield. And honestly, based on everything I've heard from women who've lived in polygamy, I think Janelle's survival tactic was accepting she wouldn't have a present husband and convincing herself that the trade-off, this amazing big family, made it worth it, so she didn't have to feel jealous of what the other wives had. She's the one ex-wife who consistently refuses to admit she was without, even though she clearly was. It's a huge blind spot for her. She's been in an abusive dynamic for so long, and narcissists are extremely good at reeling their exes back in. She needs solid boundaries, and a few nice words from him shouldn't erase the reality. But if these little compliments are enough for her to suddenly see him as a good person, then unfortunately his manipulation is already working. Meanwhile, in another clip, producers ask Robyn how she would react if any of the other wives wanted to return to the family.
If one of the ex-wives wanted to return
to the
to the family.
Am I like, what? Really? I would be very surprised. I don't want to even answer this because I'm just like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nell has always been the easiest for Cody to manipulate. Yes, he controlled Mary for years, but she's never taking him back, and she's not accepting his apology. Not anymore. There's a reason he goes to Janelle first. He knows she'll give him the most validating reaction. Then when producers ask Robyn what she would think about Cody and Janelle getting back together, the show cuts to Cody and Janelle giving each other soft, love-struck looks, but that's just editing. She's literally building a house in North Carolina. She is not getting back with him. Robyn's real reaction is telling, though. She laughs, shakes her head, looks annoyed, and you can see she does not want any wife returning to the family. And why would she? Unless bringing someone back meant more money for her and Cody to benefit from, there's zero upside for her. Robyn and Janelle never had a relationship, and Cody will never have with Janelle what he has with Robyn. He tries to mold Janelle into another version of Robyn, and that will never work. That relationship is over. But the drama is obvious. Robyn is deeply uncomfortable at the idea of anyone coming back, and she ends up saying she needs to stop talking about it or she'll walk off the set.
Sad right now.
I'm sorry.
Oh, because you like just opened this little portal of hope, and I'm just like, I didn't even think of that. And now I'm just like, what if, and I'm going down that road. I can't, I gotta move away from that, because I'll fall apart and I can't be on this set. Okay, hope is dangerous sometimes.
Intro 6. So, Robyn basically warns that she can't stay on set if they keep asking her about this, putting her hand over her mouth, touching her nose, fidgeting, all her usual defensive body language. Every time she lies or hides something, she plays with her hair, rubs her face, or gets super touchy, and she's doing all of that here. I don't think she has any real hope of anyone coming back, and when she claims she's never thought about Cody and Janelle getting back together, and then says hope is dangerous, it's honestly ridiculous. She believes hope is dangerous because she lives in a fear-based world, just like Mike Kelty said, where everything is upside down. If she truly wanted Janelle back, why didn't she talk to her at Coyote Pass? Why hasn't she reached out any of the many chances she's had since Janelle left? She's not suddenly giddy about reconciliation. She just doesn't want to admit the truth. She doesn't want anyone returning because she doesn't want to share resources, deal with complicated dynamics, or share Cody at all. She has never wanted to share him, and she definitely doesn't want someone around who reminds her of what she's done. So instead of being honest, she pretends the whole topic is too painful when the reality is she just doesn't want it to happen, because that would ruin her storyline of being the only one who still wants plural marriage. Saying she'll walk off set is pure theatrics. It's a simple question, but Robyn can never answer honestly. If she just said, no, I don't want that to happen, it would expose her as wanting Cody all to herself, which she does. She's glad the others are gone because she never liked them. So while Cody tries to reel Janelle back in, Robyn starts threatening to leave the set at the mere mention of another wife returning, which, by the way,